post-show mindset. First of all, apologies for the lack of cinematic experience. I'm not a whiz kid on all that type of stuff. This is on a front-facing camera. It's got no ASMR sound shite. Not interested. I want to get a point across because I see this a lot. Now, this isn't just for a first timer, someone doing the first show or the first diet for a holiday or whatever it may be. This is more to do with doing a competitive show. It makes a lot more sense. This is for seasoned competitors too, because I see it happen all the time. Now, naturally, once you set that goal of doing the show, you've got X amount of weeks, 12, 16, 20 weeks, whatever it may be. You've committed to a goal and now you're fully locked in. So you've got consistency, you've set daily habits, you've got tasks and checklists, and you're ticking these boxes and everything's great and life is good. And you're being accountable to a coach and you're aligned with the same goal and you're doing your weekly check-ins, and every week you're seeing progression, you're seeing positive physical changes, mental changes are happening all the time. Not only are you getting this from your coach and then you get your feedback, which is great, and you'll make some changes and you'll continue to improve, you're also then getting it from the gym. People start to notice that your body's changing. They're all asking questions. It's positive affirmations. It feels good. Everybody, I don't care who you are, if you're a human being, everybody's going to enjoy that feeling, right? And then you're starting to then take pictures, produce content because the brain's flowing and working well. So then your social media starts to pop off. You start to wake up to more DMs, to more likes on your pictures, which again, just feeds the fire, fuels the fire. You start to feel better about it. And then the closer you get to the show, this ramps up. So then for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, it's been the norm that you're just getting all this attention from every angle. And as you get closer to the show and you're doing weekly check-ins twice a week, 3 times a week, maybe you've gone to daily check-ins with your coach, you're starting to see almost daily changes in your physique. People are starting to notice now, oh, they're doing a show. They're asking questions about what show you're doing. And everyone starts to blow smoke and it becomes quite a lot. Or a lot, whatever you're used to, it becomes a lot more, put it that way. And then when it comes to the show weekend or the show itself, it's absolute chaos. You're missing DMs. You don't even know who's liked your stuff. You're missing messages because it's just coming from every angle. Everyone's wishing you good luck or congratulations or whatever it may be. And it's all great and life's amazing and everyone's happy. Good. But then what? Most of you don't account for what's about to come. This happens when like a sports person, a boxer, a footballer retires or whatever. First of all, you have a massive adrenaline dump because the show's over, the weekend's over. It's like getting back off a holiday, and you sit there and you go, why is it so quiet? Everything all of a sudden has just become quiet. There was lots of noise for a long time and it was building and building and building and building and boom, gone. Now all of a sudden, no one's liking anything anymore. My DMs have gone quiet, or my Facebook messages have gone quiet. No one's asking questions. It trickles off and starts to fade off. You might get a few stragglers. No one's really saying much in the gym anymore. You're now starting to gain weight. So now you might have gone less contact with the coach now, back to weekly check-ins. You don't need looking at every day. And then every week you check in, you're a bit softer. So you start to feel a bit worse about the way that you look. This all then becomes not just the adrenaline dump, but it becomes like a massive, 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 just energy draining, like, oh, what's next? Because your goal now may be so far away, maybe a year, maybe 2 years, depending what you've got to work on. And no one really accounts for it and knows how to deal with it. And a lot of people turn to food and they have a massive emotional spiral into eating loads of shit. which then just makes things way worse. I've seen this happen so many times. People finish a show and they just can't control themselves, and they eat and they eat and they eat, and that just turns into it turns into an absolute frenzy. And then a few days down the line, they're like, oh my God, I've put on 15 to 20 pounds. So then you go, shit, I need to get back on top of this and get that weight back off. Then as you're trying to get the weight off, you've not really got the same goal, so it's much harder. And then you're like, hold on, I'm supposed to be making progress, and all I'm doing is trying to get that weight off that I've put back on. It becomes very disheartening. So this is where most people drop off from the coaches. Oh, coach doesn't care about me anymore. He only wants to speak to me once a week. He was speaking to me every day. Oh, no one really gives a fuck about me anymore in the gym. No one's really saying anything. Do you know what? I'm just going to fucking stop going. I'm going to go to a different gym. Oh, no one's really saying anything on social media anymore. Do you know what? I'm just going to get off it. I'm not going to put anything on socials now. It's fucking pointless. And then they fall out of love with it completely, and they end up spiraling, and they end up fat or skinny or out of shape or whatever it is, and they go backwards. And then when they feel so shit about themselves in months and months' time, they decide to come back. They want the coach back after going backwards. They want to start posting again. You know, they want to lock into another show again, but they've made absolute zero progress. Now, all you need to do is have a conversation with your coach, or even listen to this video, and understand that you need to put a plan in place for post-show. A goal. If you're doing just one show and it's your first ever show, great. Understand that it might be, right, that night, I'm going to do what I want, eat with the family, friends. The next day, I'm going to have a full day off. I'm going to get out of the system. I'm going to have a great time. And then I might just run macros for a week. I might just get a macro plan so I can eat kind of what I want for the week, have a bit of rest from the gym. But if you've planned it out and it's planned, you don't feel bad for it because there's structure to it. And then if your goal is to compete again at some point or whatever, or it might be just that was it, I never want to do it ever again. The experience isn't for me, great, but I need some sort of plan to stick to so I don't just fucking lose control completely. But if your goal is to compete again, but then you really need to get to work now. Now is where the work is done. If you want to improve your look for what your feedback has been from them judges and you want to improve in that next year, now's the time to get to fucking work. Now's the time to make that progress. Your off season needs to be as meticulous as your on season. Yes, you might allow a bit more sauce. You might have a cheat meal or two, you know, a midweek one and then one on the weekend with the family. Yeah, that's all great. You're allowed to put on a little bit more unwanted fat. But now's the time to lock into those sessions, to make sure that the rest of your diet is absolutely perfect and start to make that progress. And then switch the mindset of, okay, the goal has changed. I still have a goal. That goal requires me to look a bit softer, to be, you know, a bit chunkier, to have a bit more leeway, but to still completely stay on track and on plan and smash whatever that goal may be and get stronger in the gym and build that muscle and whatever. And every time I check in every week and I'm a little bit chunkier, sound, because that's the goal now. But it's all about the mindset. You can't just stay that lean. You can't just expect people to be blowing smoke consistently because you've got fucking 20 abs. It doesn't work that way. So anyway, to stop me from harping on like too long and losing track of what I'm going on about, just be prepared for post-show. Just have a plan in place and be prepared. Don't be that person that comes off stage, completely derails, has an adrenaline dump, feels bad, fucks the coach off, goes on a fucking spiral of eating shite and going out of control and just being depressed. It happens. I've seen it a trillion times and I continue to see it. Just have a plan and understand what the long-term goal is. Roadmap it and set some short-term goals and just be honest with yourself and be happy in the fact that, look, the attention is going to quieten down, and be happy for it, because you need that attention to be nice and quiet so you can crack on with what's ahead. And that's all I've got to say on this one. I'm sorry if it's long-winded. I hope it helped. If there's any other subject that you think about, doesn't matter if you're a seasoned competitor, if you're a newbie, or if you just want to get in shape, or want to understand nutrition, want to see training, whatever it may be. I know this is a bit of a raw video, but you know, I like to keep it real. That's who I am as a person, so I'll do a lot more of these. Drop a comment, what do they say on YouTube? Like, subscribe. It helps the channel. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll make sure to get more videos done.